This week we are coming to you from an exclusive boutique hotel located in Bacalet, Tobago. It is luxurious, it is stylish, it is the Bacalet Beach Club. Welcome to yet another edition of Let's Talk Tobago. I'm Davia Chambers and we start right now. We're happy to share with you ADAP's Life Skills Camp closing, First Citizens Girls First Festival 2023 under the theme Limitless, and participants graduate from a self-defense workshop. All these stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us.
Tobago Jam is back. Get ready to revel in paradise. Thursday, 31st August, Shore Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Tobago Jam. With a star-studded cast: Super Blue, Iowa, Johnny King, Pretty, Wayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Vi-Queen of Soca, Bungie Gallon and Fayan Lions.
I never come here for no stand up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Tobago Jam.
Yo, what's up? This is yours truly Positive, and you're locked on to Let's Talk Tobago. Easy, bless.
We all want our children to contribute positively to society, right? Well, some youngsters in Tobago got the opportunity to learn how to make healthy life choices through the ADAP's Life Skill Camp. Omadara Mills has more in this story.
Lung cancer and bad breath are just a few symptoms. Negative repercussions when you do drugs. Marijuana is no better, you see. It's almost as healthy as smoking a dead tree. Alcohol is not a good remedy. Going through withdrawals can leave you depressed or angry. But the teenagers here all know the answer to this question is my identity. I am drug-free and healthy.
Aisha Kajo is one of just over 40 graduates of the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention Program's Life Skills Camp for youths ages 7 to 16 years. During the My Identity, I Am Drug-Free and Healthy 2-week camp, young people engaged in topics such as substance misuse, financial literacy, healthy eating habits, and physical education activities.
ADA hopes that our campers, as a result of this camp, would use the knowledge they have received and the skills they have developed to not only resist substance use, but to make healthy and positive life choices now and in the future.
I appreciate this camp for teaching us to not take drugs or alcohol because that is bad for our system. And some people can be pressured to do those things, and as we are moving into high school, it is good that we are told to not get forced into doing it or persuade into doing bad things, because you can grow up to be a bad person and end up in jail.
The decisions that you are helping them to make now are the decisions that will determine whether they are successful, whether it's C, whether it is CXC, whether it is later down in life. The things that you've taught them in even this short period will make a big difference in whether they become successful or not.
ADAP's Life Skills Camp was first held in 2016. Over the years, hundreds of children have been educated on the dangers of substance misuse. Instead, they are encouraged to make choices that allow them to grow into wholesome adults. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Do you know there are 3 ways to sit elegantly? And yes, this is one of the ways the Duchess slant. 200 girls from across Tobago got the opportunity to learn this and so much more when they participated in First Citizens Girls First Festival 2023 under the theme Limitless. I had the opportunity to be one of the facilitators along with so many more inspirational women from right here in Tobago. Take a look at the story. The 2023 edition of First Citizens Girls First Festival made its way to Tobago on August 20th at Shaw Park Complex. 200 girls participated in workshops focused on fostering leadership, self-confidence and personal growth.
Girls First Tobago is actually very close to my heart because when I first joined First Citizens almost 10 years ago, this was something that I wanted to start. It took us almost 2 years to get it off the ground in the planning and conceptualizing. But when we did launch Girls First, we launched it in Tobago.
The event, themed Limitless, was launched in Tobago in 2015 and gives the young female participants the tools to thrive in today's society.
The power of sisterhood is and should be and should always be a source of inspiration, a source of empowerment, and a source of support.
So facilitators shared inspirational stories to encourage the ladies to be the best versions of themselves.
I need you to focus on your strengths. Create a list of your talents. Use your tablet, your phone, if you're like me and you like to write, because I believe in writing the vision to make it plain. There's something about putting it on paper. Create that list of your skills, your good qualities, your talents, your gifts, and I want you to celebrate them. Engage in activities that highlight those things.
You have within you every single capacity, every competency, every power that you will ever need to accomplish anything in this life. I want to share 3 things with you. The first is the power of your creative ability. The second thing is the power of using your own voice. The third thing is the power of taking courage.
Other workshops included financial literacy, personal safety, polished presence, etiquette for teens, and self-care and wellness. Now, the July-August vacation is not just a time for children to relax. Some also use it as an opportunity to acquire new skills. So in that vein, we take you to the Young Innovators Camp hosted by the Tobago Information Technology Limited. Do enjoy this story.
Science is fun, especially when you're learning about robotics, animation, drone technology, as well as programming. Over 125 youngsters ages 6 to 17 years engaged in those areas during this year's Young Innovators Camp.
It's been great. I mean, programming games, animating, and, working on the drones. And not just, the technical part, but also making friends and things, it's a camp still, so yes, I had to socialize a little.
I'm interested in this kind of camp because I always thought it would have been cool to create my own game or build my own drone or small car or something like that.
I liked what I learned in general, but I was most interested in learning how to assemble and make drones. I think camp have a very good idea, and I think more people should attend it. It teaches people a lot, it helps you socialize, and it's very good in general.
The STEM field drives innovation and technological advancement. Many of the world's greatest discoveries and inventions are rooted in STEM. Problem solving, STEM emphasizes critical thinking, and we've all seen over the 6 weeks how critically some of the students here think. Global competitiveness, our aim is to ensure that Tobago increases its global competitive index, and this is a part of it.
Yes, it's very important that we allow our students to be involved in camps like these. It allows them to explore their creativity and to become aware of other job opportunities other than the traditional jobs that we are used to. There are so many students who are good at working with their hands, at being artistic, and this is the avenue for them to be able to become exposed and to explore such job out there in the international markets as well, and even here in the local markets as well.
This year, organizers facilitated 2 cohorts of children over a 6-week period from July to August at TITL's head office in Signal Hill. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
So we have to take a break right now, but when we return, we have more stories to share with you. Stay with us because Let's Talk Tobago will be right back. Bacalan Beach Club is an exclusive boutique hotel where its owners have created a stylish retreat. This delightful hotel shares a commitment to luxury and personal service, while its intimate size encourages a particularly warm and friendly atmosphere. Sensibly located to suit a particular need of comfort, paired with master rooms designed for royalty and style.
Tobago Jam is back. Get ready to revel in paradise. Thursday, 31st August, Show Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Tobago Jam. With a star-studded cast: Super Blue, Iwa, Johnny King, Pretty, Wayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Vi-Queen of Soca, Bunji Garlin and Fayan Lyons.
I never come here for no stand-up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Tobago Jam.
23 special needs students from Tobago now have self-defense skills. Crystal George tells us more in this story. Have a look.
In today's society, it's very rare that we'll think about our bodies without thinking about our rights. And what about everyone's right to defend himself? Hosted by the Gender Affairs Department in the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Services and the UN Spotlight, persons living with disabilities had the opportunity to participate in My Body, My Rights self-defense camp.
These 2 past weeks of this camp, defense camp, I learned a lot. I trust me, I been blown. Sometimes a little bit challenging, but through it all, we do our best that we can. I want to thank the Miss Dr. Dillon and the caregivers. I love to see the caregivers participating to this event.
In the end, 23 special needs students from TechVoc, Happy Haven, and the Tobago School for the Deaf and Language Impaired graduated with skills in martial arts and self-defense. Now, they are better equipped and more confident in their skills and abilities.
It is imperative that persons of all abilities learn how to manage conflict and protect themselves. Similar to the rest of the population, persons with disabilities have the right and, in fact, need to learn to defend themselves because of their vulnerabilities.
We've actually made it our business to be as inclusive as possible as it relates to individuals who are dealing with disabilities. And we are planning to take it even further because I actually have now on my desk a draft of a employment inclusion policy that ensures that the entire Tobago House of Assembly does what it needs to have individuals with disabilities included in our employment practices at the Tobago House of Assembly.
The closing ceremony was held at the Office of the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
They say when it's nice, you do it twice. And this is quite evident in our next story as the Maranatha Christian Assembly hosted its 2nd annual Career Youth Fair. Take a look.
This is the Department of Information. Now come along with us. We're going to show you a little bit about what we do. Come on.
Video editing.
Communication.
We have got this evening alone over 30 sectors represented, right? And it's a lot of communication, a lot of trying to reach out and at the same time share the dream.
It has been a really positive experience and a very good response.
Come along with us as we bring you information on the brands represented here today and guidance from the professionals themselves to help you make wise career choices. We're going to a break now, but we'll be right back with more. The Department of Information, we've got you covered.
The Department of Information was among the many exhibitors present, and we were able to capture these moments. Choosing the right career is a big decision, so attending a career fair can be a great way to get clarity on what choice to make. The Maranatha Christian Assembly held its second youth career fair, but this time it was a 2-day event which aimed to provide young individuals with valuable insights into various career fields and the opportunity to connect with professionals.
The Department of Information, we've got you covered.
Young people in Tobago are gaining work experience through the World of Work program hosted by the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport. We spoke to some of the interns in this story. Have a look.
As youths leaving high school, we all wonder, what do I need to know before becoming employed? Well, the World of Work program hosted by Community Development, Youth Development and Sport is geared towards such preparation.
For us is one of our youth development programs that's focused on our young persons ages 16 to 18, where we seek to equip them with the necessary skills in preparing for the world of work. The program has, however, developed to not just looking at skills specific for the world of work, but also building the capacity of our young persons. This program is directly aligned to the division's mandate in terms of our focus on allowing our young people to gain the additional skills and build their capacities to function as better adults out there. So it gives them that kind of exposure, and that was one of the reasons for expanding the reach to not just look at areas specific to work, but to look at broader areas of training that would also help them to build their overall capacity to really be active contributors in the community going out there beyond the World of Work program.
I never knew how to write a resume, and that session helped me to understand and learn the do's and the don'ts of writing a resume and form a cover page.
From the program, I would have enjoyed the disaster management. That was when we learned about the CPR, which is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and the use of an AED, the automated electronic defibrillator, and how important it is to save people's lives.
Time management and leadership, public speaking, and communication skills. Those were really impactful to me because honestly, as I was before, I wasn't as confident and I could not speak properly because in the sessions they spoke about communication and public speaking, right? Meaning that you have to project your voice and be confident in what you're saying, command the room and this kind of stuff.
This year, for the first time, the program collaborated with Assembly Legislature for a session that speaks to youths about governance.
I learned that it has a lot of history in Tobago, and that the late Jefferson Davidson, he was the first presiding officer in the Tobago House of Assembly, and that the James Park is named after APT James.
We learned a lot of things, such as how plenary sittings take place in the assembly. We learned about the architecture and the history behind that.
I am delighted
interacting with this group of young people. They've demonstrated their willingness to learn. Even during the reflection and review sessions, you see that they've grasped certain concepts. They remember certain information historically as well as in terms of the application to our democracy. Very interesting, and I am sure that they will be an asset wherever they're placed.
And this is the goal they aimed at, producing young people in Tobago who are prepared to go out to the world of work as a product of Tobago. I am Kianda Orr for Let's Talk Tobago.
And that's a wrap. That's how we close this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago. Thank you so much for joining us. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to follow us on all of our social media pages. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. On behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, we wish you a fantastic week. We'll see you again next week.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, viewers. It is 6:56 a.m. and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. It's that kind of Monday, a little rain on the outside. We're here with you. We're just in a few minutes early this morning, but we certainly want to welcome you to the Tobago Updates morning show. And as we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet, and we've got a familiar face back with us this morning. She's out after vacation time.
Good morning, and I am Ria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to you, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Those of you in the Caribbean and those of you viewing us on the live. Good morning, and it's good to be back. Julian, how have you been?
Welcome back indeed, Ria. You're looking shiny, bright, and viewers, if you get to see the full outfit, we'll leave it there for now. Yes, Ria's come back in that vacation mode,
Never
sneakers
done
and all. Certainly,
Never done moment. Comfort,
it's certainly a good time, and I see we are in our colors, representing those national colors: the red, the white,
and the black.
the
Yes.
combination. And they'll even recognize it by the time we get on over to news this morning. Certainly
That's right.
representative of heading into Independence celebrations taking place on Thursday. So we get started a little early in the mix. Proud to be from sweet Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right, and I'm seeing hints of GMT also in red, white, and black. So
It's a combination. We got to get that group photo with 4, because at first we thought it was 3 in red,
definitely.
black, and white. The combinations, and then we're now recognizing that it's even more. Yes, viewers, this is just us here, enjoying and really looking forward to the celebration of our independence in Trinidad and Tobago. As we say, sweet TNT indeed. But at this point, we head straight on over to news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
thank you, Julian and Ria. I am Biana Brebner, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, 29th August 2023. Opposition Senator David Nakid hold Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and the government responsible for Caribbean Airlines flight disruption affecting over 5,000 passengers. Nakid demands resignation from CAL's board, Dr. Rowley, and Finance Minister Colin Imbert, alleging their rules exacerbated the situation. He urges pilots to align the UNC for a more impactful voice. CAL assures post-disruption normalcy with costs amounting to $15 million. Nakid also questions aircraft procurement and CAL's vice chairman while criticizing the government's neglect of pilot welfare, causing humiliation and professional damage. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has extended an invitation to all stakeholders for a special consultation this morning to address inter-island transportation issues. Recent challenges on both the air bridge and sea bridge have prompted public concerns. Last Monday, Augustine emphasized the necessity of a meeting to chart the path towards enhanced inter-island travel. The session is set for 9 a.m. at the Mount Irving Bay Hotel with Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Tashia Burris, also in attendance. And finally, more time is needed for the report on Paria's diving incident. The Commission of Inquiry investigating the fatal diving accident at Paria Fuel Trading Company Limited in Pointe-à-Pitre has requested a new deadline, seeking until November 30th for the final report. The Commission of Inquiry, which could not meet the initial August 31st deadline, has written to President Christine Kangaloo for an extension. A virtual news conference scheduled for early September will address the queries. The incident on February 25, 2022 claimed 4 lives. Delays stem from responses to Simon's letter and procedural consideration. The Commission of Inquiry aims to maintain fairness and produce a robust, well-insulated report. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
It's Morning Show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. All right, and at this point, viewers, Ria, what's happening on our rundown? What's happening on our rundown in the mix this morning?
All right, well, Julian, and viewers, again, it's really good to be back, and we're going to start things off this morning chatting with Jared Primer, the film director of TPAC, and it's all about the Bago Jam 2023. It's back, it's here. So, certainly we're looking forward to that and hearing, more about what it is they've got planned.
All right. And this morning we'll also be chatting with Wade Caruth and Ihana Mafia. I hope I have that pronunciation just right. But we'll be speaking about the next chapter, Open Mic Night. So we look forward to those conversations coming up later on this morning in the program. At this point, viewers, we head straight on into our birthday shout-out, sponsored by KFC.
This is your birthday shout-outs on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
And we get our birthday shout-out started this morning with Kelvon Lewis, wishing you birthday blessings and indeed continued blessings. Someone better known as Salt. All right, wishing you birthday blessings, and we trust that you enjoy the celebrations.
And the Kaylan Baker is celebrating her birthday. Kaylan, happy birthday going out to you, and lots of love from the Tobago Updates family. We trust that you enjoy your day.
All right, we have on screen here Danae White, and she turns 12. And this is from her mommy, Ayana Carter Brassi, wishing you a happy, happy birthday. I think I see a little bit of Ayana there.
I see a lot of Ayana.
A lot of Ayana.
A whole lot.
Wishing you a happy, happy birthday and indeed continued blessings. Do enjoy the celebration. And it's still the holidays, so you get to demand anything from mommy today. And this is a very special one.
This is a special one for
and
us.
dear to us here, June Phillips Pierre. She celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Yes.
And I couldn't help but take the opportunity. We're not here in terms of really to recognize and to celebrate this viewer. She has been with us from day one,
yes.
October of 2021.
Yes.
Coming on stream of the Tobago Updates morning show. Faithful supporter out there in the States, really continuing to represent and all things Tobago. And she came here for her 70th. She came home, I should say,
That's
for
right.
her 70th birthday celebration. And it was a grand affair. Ria, you were there from the street parade?
I was there from the street parade. And I'm talking here, the road in Belgarden blocked off. You're talking Mokojumbi, you're talking the whole works. It was almost like a Tobago Heritage Festival. So you had the Roxborough Police Youth Club dancers and the drummers, Tambu Bamboo. It was an affair, Julian, if you had been there from the very beginning. And there she was coming in dancing in her, mind you, this is the second outfit.
Yes.
This is the what you might call the after party outfit that she's wearing. And she was very insistent that we capture the ladies, the pattern at the base of the dress, which is these ladies. If you can
full
see
length,
that,
full
yes,
length,
full length. She said, please do not please ensure that you get the ladies at the bottom of the dress. And she was there celebrating. Her husband came in and a few friends from the US, but certainly her family and friends were out in their numbers. And she said, you can't bust the bar.
Not at all, not at all. True harvest style, food and drink galore.
Yes.
And we really want to send out birthday greetings to you, blessings indeed.
Definitely.
Because I think it's one thing to get to 70, and then it's one thing to get to 70 and be as energized as Auntie Joan.
That's right. Healthy and well and, able to celebrate. So we congratulate you. We thank God for your life. 70 again is 70, and God is adding every other day, is an additional day to be blessed. So
certainly, and we were indeed happy to be able to share in the celebration. And we want to thank all those persons gathered there that certainly took the opportunity to make mention. We look out for Tobago updates. We definitely tune in. We rock back and relax and make sure
that's right
that we are viewing each and every day. We want to say good morning to each and every one of you. And yes, our birthdays, one of our main birthday celebrants today, celebrating 70 milestone. Joan Phillips Spear, God's continued blessings.
As well, there was in attendance Miss Bonus, and Miss Bonus said, she said, oh God, we are just watch the show, we just enjoy the show, She said, oh gosh, she said, when you wake up, she said, Tobago updates first. So to Miss Bonus
certainly
of Belgarden Bay Road, good morning to you. A special good morning to Miss Bonus, and we trust that you continue to stay locked on to the Tobago Updates television station.
All right. So thank you very much there indeed. And I got a mention very quickly in the mix this morning. I was of the opinion that Carl was back to normal in terms of its operation, but there appears still to be challenges as we speak. There are scores of passengers gathered in Trinidad at Piaco, awaiting what Carl has described come back for a 10 a.m. call. People still cannot get tickets. People still cannot even purchase a ticket to be able to get on standby. What's happening, Carl? You gave us all indications that the air bridge is back to normal, but reports and accounts coming in from those persons who are currently at the airport now this morning seems to indicate otherwise. That is it that back to normal means the struggle for Tobago? That's normal. So there's nothing really to worry about. What do you mean when you indicate things are back to normal, Carl? Because we still have what is our situation, a very stressful one for those persons traveling again back and forth, trying to return home under the circumstances, some trying to come across to Tobago under the stress and the struggle and the strain. More importantly, you get there this morning first thing and you're told not till 10 o'clock we're going to have another update. Now what's happening, Carl? We really look forward to some updates there. Is the service really back to normal? Or is it that no real courtesy for Tobago is the norm for Carl? Very unfortunate this morning, and we're hoping that we'd be able to get some updates from Caribbean Airlines.
Well, Julian, this problem has been going on for such a long time. Maybe this is Carl's normal, because this seems very normal to me. There are certain times of the year that you're unable to travel via boat or plane. You're stranded wherever you are. So this seems to be Carl's normal. All right. So you're saying Carl said that things are back to normal and you're not seeing the normal. This is probably the normal that Carl is referring to.
Very unfortunate in the circumstances, but we continue to hope for the very best. And more importantly, the powers that be, we're calling on you. We're calling on you to really work on the situation and to have it corrected. We want to know that when things are fixed, it's not just for the international and regional side, but it's also for the domestic side and travel between Trinidad and Tobago. All right, viewers, at this point, we head straight on over to Tobago in Focus.
The Division of Education, Research and Technology's Student Support Services provides a range of services all geared at the holistic development of all children, including those who require special education services. School psychologist Marian Kent dispelled the notion that special education is a place. Rather, it is about encouraging children to embrace themselves.
Special education is a range of services that's afforded to individuals who are students who struggle academically, behaviorally, emotionally, socially, in fitting in and being able to perform with the reading, the math, even achieving goals.
Assistant Education Coordinator Susan Grant explained that a child with special needs or one requiring special education services are not limited to academic shortcomings. It also includes children who are creative or exceptional.
Special needs is not only what we see or the obvious. We have to talk about those who are the exception, who are brilliant and are moving ahead of our mainstream curriculum, and those who, because of circumstances, may end up needing specialized services.
Providing the best services for our children is the department's top priority and often requires collaboration with other divisions and agencies. However, the most important partnership is with the family. Ms. Kent appealed to parents and guardians to support the work of the department by becoming advocates for their children. The Division of Education, Research and Development's Student Support Services provides various services to students from early childhood to secondary school.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's about 7:11 a.m. this morning, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. In this segment, viewers, we have on with us Jared Primer, film director at TPAC, the Tobago Performing Arts Company. Good morning to you and welcome, sir.
Good morning, Julian. Happy to be here.
All right, and we're happy to have you indeed. This morning, we're talking Bago Jam. Yes. And this is our second time around. So let's just start by getting a little synopsis for those who missed out on the excitement and energy of 2022. Tell us, how would you sum up that experience that took place last year?
Well, I'm happy you said that, because those who missed out missed a treat. Full Carnival energy. Tobago Carnival started with a bang last year with Bago Jam. And we are launching Carnival again this year. And we're talking full Carnival City in Shaw Park grounds. We're talking pan performances. We're talking cultural characters. We are having a wonderful time. Of course, our lineup, our soca lineup, both local and from Trinidad, we're having a grand time this year. Bago Jam Revel in Paradise.
All right. When we got started last year, would have been September. This year, I recognize, like the team at TPAC and the division and the THA decided, that was too close to Carnival. We have now seen a shift to Independence Night. Give us an idea, what can we expect in terms of the start-off time for this year and the flow?
Well, the change really indicates how much people couldn't wait. So that's always important to say that. You know, and it was really an interesting marriage to bring independence celebrations and the launch of Carnival together. Of course, we're celebrating our 61st, celebrating, of course, our rights, our freedoms. And Tobago's taken a very unique step forward with this Carnival, this Tobago Carnival, and we thought it best, let's marry the two together. Let us revel in paradise and celebrate our independence together.
I see the significance in terms of ticket prices, that odd price. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, of course, that was no mistake, right? So in our celebrations, of course, we offered our very early patrons $61 as we celebrate on 61st. You had the early bird tickets for $61, but now tickets are $161. You pay more at the door, but hear this, today and only today, we have a payday special. We know people get paid late. This is the pay week. You have a payday special today only for $100. You have to get those tickets physically though at Shore Park.
So those tickets are available at Shore Park today. And what are the hours up until what time?
9 to 4.
All right, from 9 to 4, folks. So make sure and make your way out at Shore Park to collect. This is the payday.
This is the payday special.
The payday sale that takes place. Tell us a little bit about the performance lineup that we can look forward to for Bago Jam this year.
Of course, and you know we're always about celebrating the work of our Tobagoans as well as just celebrating the arts and culture on a whole. So we have a lot of performances from our local artists. We have Stephanie Joseph, we have Tam Tam, we have Culture B, we have Jared Balfour, we have Caston Cupid. Of course, for our older folks, we have our Johnny King who move in the crowd in the way he does it all the time. And our biggest sensation, of course, you know, we must bring our boy Sherwin back. So Sherwin Winchester is back again for the second time.
Would you say that this is a gentle reminder about the talent coming out of Tobago?
Oh, definitely. I actually feel that Bago Jam offers our young performers on the island a stage to really flex. And I must say that now, I'm singing like I'm very tired. Last night I was in the band room because we have our very own Tobago band led by Kashif Wilson. And I went to take in the rehearsal and listen, we are in for a treat. These guys are jamming like professionals. Let us show Tobago that we have it right here too.
And that's so important in terms of that combination and recognizing our talent here in Tobago. Tell us a little bit about the logistics in terms of what area will the show be taking place this year, parking and those things. Should persons have to worry where the overflow areas, those kinds of things?
Sure. So we are on the grounds in Shore Park. So we're not inside, we're outside. We're creating that open air experience. All right. And we are encouraging people to come early. The gates open at 5:30. All right. Now, of course, the parking can get a little bit crazy because we have limited parking in the space. So get there early, get your secured spaces. Of course, the police will be on hand to assist and they will be here to support because you know it's Independence Night. Everybody come in. And I must indicate that that's the perfect vantage point for us to view our fireworks at Shore Park. So you can't miss it. So 5:30, the gates open and we have a double whammy for everyone. You're getting the usual fireworks at 8:30, that kind of thing. But to end the show, of course, with the Vikings, we have another explosion for our audience.
All right, certainly a combination happening there. What was the response like in terms of vendor registration? We saw that the call would have gone out early in terms of vendors being involved and being part of the space. I know that that was a significant highlight of last year in terms of, again, a taste of almost everything.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what we can expect this year.
And we saw the same support and even more, like our vendor registration actually has doubled this year. So, of course, we can't have everyone who's on the list. But we are really happy to have that database of vendors, you know, so that, of course, TPAC and the division, we're having shows throughout. We have a lot of more carnival experiences, and we're going to offer this list of vendors out to those who may have the events. You know, we're really excited about the different things we have. And, of course, in Bago Jam, it's not just food, it's not just a ice cream, a little sweets. It's also craft, So come with your money. It's a thing to buy a little memorabilia, nice little Tobago keepsakes, and, of course, support.
Now, I want to go a little further. I know when TPAC is involved in the rollout of stuff, you get a taste of different aspects of the art form. This is the launch of Carnival. Any sneak peeks into, you know, we're going to see some characters? What we're going to have in the mix?
Well, you know, once we have our artistic director, Rachel Mpe, on board, you know it's going to be magical. All right, so we have something designed for you. All right, so we want to encourage you to come early. That kind of interaction, that kind of our character interaction will be very different this year. So we really don't want you to miss that. So don't sit down and say this is a 7 o'clock party. This is not a 7 o'clock party. 5:30 p.m. the doors open. Get there early. Come and be part of that cultural experience that we have curated for you. Of course, rhythm section, we're really creating a vibe. And we can leave out the pan,
Yes.
We have the pan in the inside for you as well, too.
All right. Tell our viewers, I know we mentioned Shore Park. Where tickets are available? Can persons get it online? Are there venues that they can go to? Just give us some additional information on tickets.
We are selling tickets online at www.witix.com. But you can, of course, we encourage you to come to Shore Park as well. Come into the TPAC office and you can purchase your tickets there as well. Once again, prices are $161, but today is your day to run in. $100 today.
All right. We're speaking to here a collaborative effort. Tell us a little bit about some of the players, partners for the successful delivery of Bago Jam 2023.
Well, it's fallen mostly on TPAC, of course, but we cannot leave out our partners with the Tobago Festivals Commission. They continue to support us, of course, in that logistic and that sense. They really always bring their soldiers, I must say, who get the things rolling in the background. Of course, TTAL continue to support us through promotions and so on. So these are our partners so far. We have been approached by Bermudas as well, so we have to big up Bermudas. And just recently, we of course have Republic Bank jumping on board. So we have all these players that are really coming to make this thing happen, to really start Carnival in the biggest way in Tobago.
So certainly there's an opportunity for persons to get involved. Can we look forward similarly? Would you say that this kickstarts the things and then we see the lineup of other events that will flow private as well as public?
Yeah, because I mean, this is the launch. So we are inviting, of course, all those other promoters who may want to promote the events for the Carnival. You can, of course, get your stuff up on our digital screens. So far, we've had a number of other sponsors kind of coming on board in terms of getting their visuals showing. I must, of course, big up I Love Soca because there's a David Rudder show coming. That's a big one. All right, and then TPAC coming back with a little thing. We have a Queen of the Road musical. That is a musical for Calypso Rose. That's also happening within the Carnival season. So all these visuals you're going to see up on screen. And definitely because this is the launch, you're going to see our calendar. You're going to see what is in store for Tobago Carnival.
One of the things I want to chat about, as we delve off of part of the importance of exposing our young persons. Tell us a little bit very quickly. We saw that TPAC would have held its first camp this year, engaging young persons. And I mean, it really speaks to when we get to the point and we see our entertainers and our performers and persons within the art form generally presenting themselves, and we are proud of Tobago. It seems like a good start. Tell us about the success of that camp this year.
Well, that was a phenomenal start. We actually have parents who are calling saying it has to happen, it has to be a staple. My daughter was crying the next day because she couldn't believe I have no camp today. Oh my goodness. It was really great. We saw a lot of talent. The kids in 2 weeks and what the TPAC staff, the residents, and of course the creative team were able to do in 2 weeks with these kids. Now Tobago's in good hands. We see some soca artists coming out of there too. Some performers, we saw some great performers that will be making the big stage very soon.
All right, excellent. All right, viewers, at this point we head on out to a break. We are chatting with Jared Primer, film director for TPAC. And indeed, we remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger. The only one I see is you. Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Wait, I do even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them thing?
Well, the port my right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589. Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now I'm going to our wedding. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards, air tags, customized designs, digital clothing tags, digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. We just at about 7:23 a.m. this morning, and we're talking Bago Jam as we continue the conversation with Jared Primer, film director at TPAC. So, Jared, we spoke about various aspects, and I want to dive in a little bit more because you mentioned it before. We just had this celebration of, steel pan being recognized on the world stage. Tell us a little bit about what can we expect on the display at Bago Jam as it relates to the steel pan.
So, of course, we cannot launch Carnival and not have pan on the inside. I must big up, of course, OJ Richards, who is the orchestra coordinator, who is really guiding and curating this experience for us. Right, so we're going to feature our champions, our Uptown Fascinators. They will be there live. And then we have a little bit of a pan mix, a little pan clash for you. So we're going to see Leandro Nora. We're going to see, of course, Kirsch Ramsey. We're going to see Shaquille Brooms. And they're going to take us through the years of Calypso.
Well, that's an interesting combination. So the music will give that blend, and you see, take through the years, and I see the reactions coming from soca lovers from way back. Not them who just come, but from way back. Those who have an appreciation for our soca music and our art form.
And it's really Julian, because Bago Jam is for everyone. Eh? It's a full event for the young, the medium like us, and the not so young. So we have something for everyone.
All right, certainly. So again, just remind our viewers for me the lineup that we can look forward to in terms of entertainers.
Sure, and I want to read it up because I want to big up my Tobago people. So we have Johnny King, Gerard Balfour, Tam Tam, Stephanie Joseph, Caston Cupid, Chalma John, Culture B, and of course we're taking it up. We're going with Sherwin, Iowa George, Pretty, Super Blue, and the Vikings, who ain't coming for no stand up. They are excited.
All right, certainly in terms of the combination and the lineup happening here at Bago Jam. And when does this take place? The start time, gates open. Just remind of yours.
So we're going again, Bago Jam. Let's revel in paradise together, Julian. And we are there Independence Night at Shaw Park Grounds. We're starting at 5:30. Come early. We have a full carnival experience for you at the gates as the gates open at 5:30. Tickets are $161. Of course, expect to pay more at the gates. But don't miss today. Today we have our payday special.
All right.
$100.
And where do we get tickets? Where do persons get tickets?
Tickets, of course, are at Shaw Park. You come to the TPAC office from 9 to 4. You get your tickets, $100 today. Of course, after today, you go back to $161, celebrating our independence with the 61.
All right. So just as we dive off of, so Bago Jam, as we say, is in the immediate lineup with regards to TPAC. I want you to tell us a little bit, for the benefit of our viewers, and you see some acts from time to time. If we look at the last year and the outreach, and I have to go back, I didn't get a chance to chat with you all after it took place in terms of the play and so on. And I want to touch a little bit on the work of that's happening out of the Tobago Performing Arts Company. Tell us a little bit about the possibilities of seeing that very last grand edition and the hopes for a bigger stage. But tell us a little bit about the success of that execution.
Oh, Once on This Island?
Once on This Island.
All right. So, well, unfortunately, Once on This Island, that was the last run of Once on This Island. All right. And of course, for all the different reasons, we are very sad that we're unable to bring it back to the public. If those of you who missed it, you missed a truly magical musical experience. There are people who don't really know the length and breadth that theater can take us. That show was definitely an experience. It was definitely an example of the work that we can do here in Tobago. But of course, TPAC, we're not going to stop there. We're going to go even further. Our next musical production, Queen of the Road, and we are celebrating Calypso Rose. Right, we had a wonderful showing when they did a bit of a soft experience of it in Canada this year. We're bringing it right back home to Tobago. And that is going to be one of the biggest staples. Because, of course, we're talking about Tobago Carnival. We want to give the audience a full range of things. It's more than just fit. Right? You can come and really just sit and enjoy a full experience of Calypso in a whole different kind of form.
Would you say that this is a critical in terms of our landscape so that people recognize, how diverse we are as a people in terms of even across our cultural art forms, so that some people hear Carnival and some just think about parties and band launch, but it's much more than that in the Tobago space, and TPAC has been very instrumental in really bringing this into focus?
No, definitely it is, and I think that's one of the things that would make our Carnival unique, diving into these elements. Not just the fete, and we have those things. We have the fete, And I have to big up my mud and mud crew. We have the mud. We have all those experiences. But we are known for our traditions and our culture. And we want to let our carnival be infused with these things. So we have to have these events that teach, that educate, and also entertain as well.
Tell us a little bit about, as well, in terms of the exposure that has happened with our young persons. We knew that TPAC took on in terms of new persons. Well, I refer to them as interns. What's the correct term?
Interns, do you mean the OJTs or do you mean the residents?
Residents.
Yes.
Residents. That's the term. And I think I was corrected by Arishon with this before.
Yes.
But the residents that are now a part, how was this added in terms of that expansion and ensuring the continued involvement in our culture and our art form for the build out of TPAC?
Well, of course, this is a new thing for Tobago, and we understand that, right? But of course, it's not new abroad. So that idea of having a residency of trained professionals who will move from just having the training inside to really exposing the rest of Tobago, teaching and enhancing the rest of Tobago, and of course, making way. The Secretary uses the term incubator, creative and cultural incubator. That's what TPAC is. So we're expecting a continuous movement of people coming in, charging up, and then going out and shaping the world, of course, wearing the flag of Trinidad and Tobago on their backs.
And, you know, there was a time where it is, and if we go back to our university days, you know, you're pursuing studies in the area of the arts and so on, and then you're not too sure where in Tobago I'm actually going to gain some kind of employment. What would be your message for those younger persons who are now, you know, in the art form, so probably questioning themselves whether or not this is something I want to do, or I probably want to go in another area, and then I recognize, hey, this is not what I want. What I really want is performing arts. What would be your words of encouragement for them now as we see this kind of build out happening with the Tobago Performing Arts Company?
Well, what you just did there is tell my story, because I mean, you know me, I actually went into physiotherapy and shifted midway into theater. The arts is a calling. And I would say to anyone else, answer the call. Answer the call, and TPAC is actually here to help you find your path, because we have a number of different talents. People who are heavy TikTokers and all different things, they are using the arts in their own way. What TPAC does is help you to create your art in your way. So answer the call, and TPAC is here to guide you as well.
All right. Tell us a little bit about contact information, persons wanting to reach out and to connect, because I know TPAC operates in a mode where it is, I feel like you can meet you all anywhere, anytime when you're out liming as a group and as a team, but that kind of togetherness and the spirit, how do persons reach out and make communications with TPAC?
Well, of course, we would encourage you to use our socials. Our socials is really where we get most of our information, and we respond immediately. So Tobago Performing Arts, both on Facebook and on Instagram. That's where you will catch us. And of course, we encourage you as well, we're in the season of Carnival. Go to our Welcome Tobago Instagram as well, welcometobago.com. You're going to get all the information about the Carnival, about Bago Jam as well there too.
All right, good. And Bago Jam, before we wrap this morning's interview, take it away. Where it's happening, what time it's happening, why they need to be there, and anything else you want to remind our viewers about.
Well, I'm going to treat this as though it's my camera, so I'm going to take it right there. So come revel in paradise, Trinidad and Tobago, Bago Jam, the launch of Carnival. We're going to be celebrating independence and launching Tobago Carnival. And of course, we are at Independence Night. We're on the Shore Park grounds. Tickets are $161, but don't miss today. Today's $100 a payday special. And we have a full Tobago lineup of acts. We also have our Vikings. We have a pan explosion. We have fireworks. So it's fun, fit, and fireworks. Don't miss this launch. Don't miss Bago Jam.
All right, folks. Well said. Thank you very much there, Jared Primer, film director. And importantly, I'll ask TPAC to join in with me now as we head on out to the break to remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Tobago Jam is back. Get ready to revel in paradise. Thursday, 31st August, Show Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Tobago Jam. With a star-studded cast: Super Blue, Iowa, Johnny King, Pretty, Wayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Queen of Soca, Bunji Garlin and Fayan Lyons.
I never come here for no stand up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Tobago Jam.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yeah? Poof. Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord
right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more, we got more. Standards have what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It nice.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. This morning we're chatting with Wade Carruth, who is the Assistant Treasurer for the Tobago Writers Guild. Along with him this morning, a vocalist and recording artist and guest artist, Hannah Mafia. And this morning, viewers, our focus is on the next chapter, Open Mic Night. Good morning and welcome to you.
Hi, good morning, Ria. How are you this morning?
Doing very well. It's good to have you on the program. Hannah, like Hannah, as you said.
Yes.
Right, Hannah, it's good to have you on the program with us as well.
To you.
All right, Wade, let's start with you this morning. We're talking about the Tobago Writers Guild. Remind our viewers this morning of what the Writers Guild is all about and what it seeks to accomplish.
Absolutely. Well, the Tobago Writers Guild is almost, you could say, long-standing part of the Tobago community, where a lot of writers and even the diaspora get a community to voice their creative work. A lot of books, even a book has been published by the Writers Guild, which is entitled Tobago. It's a combination of different authors together into one book. Now, the Writers Guild is not what we're here to talk about today. The Writers Guild is our parent company, or parent, let's say, organization. But today we're ready to introduce the people further into the next chapter.
All right. So the next chapter is a part of the Writers Guild, but separate.
Yes, indeed. As I say, the Writers Guild is really for writers, but we needed a space for performers because there are
the other part of the creative sector.
Correct.
Right.
Indeed. So we have decided, I guess, collectively that the Writers Guild needed that other organization to help fund the performers in. So this is where the next chapter comes in, which is our open mic forum. It is Tobago's premier open mic forum. We have had 6 seasons running already, and we're going to get back into it, even with a bigger drive of building the community.
Okay.
So we're relaunching with an event on August 31st, which is Independence Night. So for all those that maybe might not be going to Bago Jam, for all the artists that might not be performing at Bago Jam, we are creating a space for them to come and for the Tobagonians to come and enjoy their own in the midst of the fireworks.
All right. And let's start a little bit here with Ihana Mafia, very unique name. Tell us how you started with this open mic. How did you start? Was it through poetry? Where did you start? At what age did you start?
Okay, I started writing poetry at about the age of 11. However, I have never shared it with anyone.
You kept it a secret.
It was my way of healing, venting, you know, that sort of thing. In 2020, I met with Rudwan. He is Rodney Piggott of the Tobago Writers Guild.
Yes.
He is very open on the Facebook space, and I follow his poetry. I reached out to him with some of my own, and he told me about the open mic that was held at Apex. Came down that night, and I performed one piece. I spent like 5 to 10 minutes in the toilet doing this over, saying, "Oh my gosh, are you sure you're going to do this?" But yeah.
Was this your way of, getting your courage together to be able to go face the public?
That was my way. He even gave me a small run through on the Esplanade, because I really did not think I could share this with anyone. I didn't know how people would receive it. But what I have come to understand...
Question, how did they receive it that night?
Listen, the ambience at the Apex was different. It was a different crowd. They were more welcoming. Yeah, the snapping of the fingers.
Yeah,
listen, I made a mistake. They probably didn't even know obvious. And they were just fire.
No. We are so proud to see how far Ayana has grown as an artist even since then. And her courage and her writing skills. She is really a very dynamic performer. And I could say, not to say that we have birthed her, but she's part of our community. And this is the intention, that we could help artists from various ages come together and grow to the stance that maybe Ayana is heading to and is at this moment.
No, and I like what you said there, giving that platform, giving that platform to persons like Ayana, who were nervous and didn't feel that they would have been able to share with the public. You said that you've been writing since you were 11. You're no longer 11. I don't want to calculate how many years have gone by thus far. But over the years, how would you say that you've grown as a performer, as an entertainer, as an artist, in terms of the first piece that you would have shared, and now, to now?
Sharing my first piece, like I told you, I would have gone through the whole toilet issue, all that, come back out. Now, I am vocal.
Your name is called.
Open. I am like, yeah, let's do this. I'm outside. Yeah. Before, goosebumps, the butterflies, oh my God, am I good enough?
Wow.
Yeah. How would they accept it? And I've realized that you do you. Your tribe would find you. Everybody has their style. Everybody has there's Beyonce, and she has her beehive, and it's the Navy. People would gravitate to what they like. You keep putting out your stuff, and you would find your people.
Okay. And I want you to share with us this morning, I want each of you to share with us maybe a piece that you hold dear. And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm assuming here that because it's your piece, that you're passionate about it and it's at your fingertips. So I want you to give our viewers this morning to maybe just share a couple verses, a couple lines of a piece that means, something. Well, I guess all your pieces would mean something to you, but a piece that means something special to you.
Okay, at present, I released my first song on the 2nd of August. That would be Karma.
So you moved from poetry
to singing, yes.
To singing?
Yes, I'm a vocalist, recording artist. So most people don't know that Karma, the song, would have started as Karma, the spoken word. So I would give you guys the first 2 stanzas of that poem. Karma is only a witch till she comes for you. Then her name change, so strange. You call that witch voodoo? Who do they do? Put a price on my head. Left me for dead, no water fed. Rock stone was my bed. In chains and shackles, ropes and tackles. Tried to move, but they rattled in my mind. Someone cackled. Do you hear laughter, Ramses? I seized by the threes. Guess it's true what they said, that before you be dead, You see what you lived. Please, Father, forgive. Page after page shows the reaper in rage. My story unfolds as he yanks the blindfolds off my eyes so I see. Come face to face with the pre. Why me? The plea. I just wanted to be. Then be, said he. If you want to hear the rest, you got to come through to the open mic on Independence Night.
So that was a taste.
Yes.
And I'm intrigued because part of me wants to hear the music to this. I want to hear the song to Karma.
Yes.
But I guess
you can find Karma on YouTube at iHana Mafia. It's on my Facebook at the same name.
Mm-hmm.
It's on all streaming platforms, Spotify, AudioMac, everything. Look it up. Look for it by name, iHana Mafia, Karma.
All right. And we're gonna pause. We're gonna wait for you till we're wrapping up. You're gonna you still have some time to susu me. All right. But in terms of wait, and Hannah, tell us about some of the other artists that we can expect to see on that night.
Well, Tobago has a plethora of creative artists. You can expect to see artists like the case of Banner. I don't know when last you've seen Junior Banner, but Banner is supposed to make an appearance. We have Aniqua. I know you might be familiar with Good Morning, Aniqua. We have Xavier Edwards, who is also a great member of the Next Chapter.
Right.
So as I say, we really just want to build a community. We have Royal, who is supposed to be carded to perform. So look out for a performance by Royal. We have Ayana Mafia, who is going to be one of our headline artists of that evening. We have, I don't know of Iona. I don't know. She's a young lady by the name of
Ioma Strong George.
Let's just call her Ioma.
She is
almost 16.
The Afrobeats empress of Tobago right now.
Yeah, so
I like that.
this is a young lady
She's
who
only
is
15.
She's rising up, and I actually had the privilege of working with her. You teach her at a school at Mason Secondary, and she is willing. We had a little open mic at the school as well, and she will come out every lunchtime and perform a song or two. So we can look out for Ioma as well. I could go on,
And I realize here that there is a platform for a lot of the young people.
Absolutely.
You're creating a space for the young generation.
Exactly. Friendly, parent-friendly, happy, nice family environment where you can grow, feel that nature and grow.
All right. Remind us again of when all of this is taking place.
August 31st, and it's going to be monthly going forward. It's August 31st at the Scarborough Library Amphitheater. Right, and it's starting at 6:30. Show starts at 7. We'll have an intermission for the fireworks where you can buy food and drink, and the show wraps up about 10.
I know a lot of persons are asking, where is the amphitheater? Now that is a generation. If you've got to ask, then you're very young. So let's.
Good.
I mean, I wouldn't question where the amphitheater because I'm well in that era.
I know where that, but
right.
For all those that might not know, the Tobago has a beautiful space in the form of the Scarborough Library, and right behind the Scarborough Library, there's an outdoor theater area where we will have our open mic event, and hopefully you'll get familiar with your Tobago space a little more.
That's right. You can see stone benches and everything, and that's where they're going to be having it.
Yes.
So the public is being invited. So there's no cost attached because it's open.
Yes.
All right, and it's, you get to enjoy all of the elements and you get to enjoy the fireworks. You'll be right under the fireworks, in fact. So, and this is not just for the young generation, but this is for anyone.
We have some Calypsonians coming through to grace the stage as well. They come through ever so often, and they've decided to come through this one as well. So I'm not sure the ages, but these men are well ripe.
How is the next chapter preparing for the young people at school? You mentioned a young woman who's going to be on the program, on the lineup, 15 or 16 years old. How do you create that space or create or extend the opportunity for those 13, 14-year-old writers who do not know about the Writers Guild, who do not know about the next chapter? How can they be made aware?
Right. So there is also a program called the First Mic, which is an open mic forum and community developed for children aged 7 to 14. Hosted by a child aged 7 to 14. Performances will be children aged 7 to 14. So this is a space where their parents are, of course, guided, but this is really their platform. So the First Mic, and they can look out for that through the Tobago Writers Guild. Some more information should be available on the social media handles, etc. Also, you could follow the next chapter on Facebook and on IG, well, Instagram.
Right. And this has happened before.
Yes, yes. This is not, well, it is something that's ongoing, but it's growing at the same time.
Right.
So the first mic has happened, let's say, I think this is on its 3rd season. So we've had 3 competitive seasons where different young people have went through the hosting period. It happened at the Scarborough Library in one of their playrooms. So thankfully, we are grateful for the Scarborough Library for their continued partnership. And they do a lot for us, the library services.
Okay, I see Rodney Piggott is on our live and he's saying big ups the next chapter and the first mic. The open mic spaces for writers and performers from 7 years to 107.
Oh, wow. Well, you see, there you go. That's the truth.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much there, Rodney Piggott, for adding your 2 cents to the interview. Thank you so much. So again, this is a plea, this is a call for all of Tobago to get involved, all of Tobago. A nice family event, family affair on Independence Night from 7 p.m. at the Tobago Amphitheater. And if you're not sure, young person, if you're not sure where to ask your parents, they would know where the amphitheater is, okay?
Put it in your Waze, in your Google Maps.
That's your trust Waze.
Okay, I don't trust Waze, but ask your grandparents, trust them, yeah.
All right. Now, Wade, even as we're wrapping up here this morning with you, we want to get a taste of what it is you have to offer. And Hannah did share her piece on, we just heard from it. Karma. And I'm trying not to forget because the words were so profound. Karma really is what you put out there is what you get back. But before we ask you, what inspired that piece, Ayana?
Everybody has their moment of shedding where they have to face their own darkness, the consequences of their actions. And I had a very emotional time in the last 5 years before I got to this point where I'm rebirthing and rising again. To face yourself is a very hard thing.
Very difficult.
But it's a very necessary evil that you have to do. At the end of it all, I vented. I put it out into words and I let it go. Well, I didn't let it go because now I made it into a song. But yeah,
it evolved. It evolved. I see Frenzo Bob is saying, I will be there. Frenzo, they're definitely looking out for you.
Frenzo.
Frenzo.
He's also another local artist.
Frenzo.
Yeah.
Frenzo, my glasses. I'm sorry. I swore I saw an F. So it's Frenzo. Frenzo Bob. Frenzo says, I will be there.
And if he's going to be there, then I know he's definitely going to hit the stage. So look out for Frenzo Bob.
Soca as well.
All right, and I'm assuming here that Zav is Xavier Edwards. I could be wrong, right?
That's the guy he's now called Zav.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Now, we want to hear from you.
Okay.
That's what we want to hear from. We want to hear from you. We want you to give us a little taste there.
All right, who give me the beat?
Oh, you need a beat?
Why not? That's okay. Yeah, we just want to invite all to the open mic. It's happening August 31st, Independence Night. I hope you come through. You might see something you like or see something you like. We're doing it for spite and for fun. Come through with your loved one. We're gonna do this after 1, 2, 3, 4. I coming in, knocking at your door. Rhea, Georgia, tell me where you're for.
Hey.
I have something good that is coming in raw.
Hey.
Cook it up and you put it in a pot. We don't stop. Yeah, we can't stop. Ayana, we coming straight off the top. Off of the dome. Heading in your home. Chilling in the... okay, who's that on the phone? I can't answer now. I'm sitting on a couch on Tobago Updates on the morning show. And that's it for us. We gotta go.
Big up.
I tell you.
Blessings.
On the spot, impromptu, that's right. No applause. This is it right here. Yes. But I want to thank you folks for being on the program with us. That was really good.
Thank you.
You write your pieces, you are more impromptu.
I do both.
You do both?
I'm come to this point where I'm
now learning freestyle. So the space, when you're in a space like this, you have different creatives with different styles, and the willingness to share is what I like. Yeah, so I could send my pieces, they vet it and say, this is good. Oh, you need a little more of that. Oh, it's unfinished.
Congratulations, guys. Certainly, folks are looking forward to this, all right? Rodney Piggott says, the root of the The root of the dome?
Roots of the Dome.
Okay. Zam says, big love to Tobago Writers Guild and OG Rude One.
Big love to the OG Rude One.
Okay.
Original.
Well, thank you, Miguel. Miguel, he says, I love the host natural hairdo, simple but effective. Thank you so much, Mr. Miguel. All right, viewers, we're going to leave it there for today. I want to thank all of you for joining us. Remember, it's happening on Independence Night, Amphitheater, 7 o'clock. Don't be late, all right? And this is a nice opportunity for the family to come on out and just chillax and enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, viewers, we're going to leave it there. We want to thank you for joining us this morning. Have a great day. It's good to be back with you, Tobago. We're going to head on over right now to GMT. But before we do, we've got Tobago Notes. Have a great day, Tobago. Bye-bye.
The 2023 edition of First Citizens Girls First Festival made its way to Tobago on August 20th at Shaw Park Complex. 200 girls participated in workshops focused on fostering leadership, self-confidence, and personal growth.
Girls First Tobago is actually very close to my heart because when I first joined First Citizens almost 10 years ago, this was something that I wanted to start. It took us almost 2 years to get it off the ground in the planning and conceptualizing. But when we did launch Girls First, we launched it in Tobago.
The event, themed Limitless, was launched in Tobago in 2015 and gives the young female participants the tools to thrive in today's society.
The power of sisterhood is and should always be a source of inspiration, a source of empowerment, and a source of support.
So facilitators shared inspirational stories to encourage the ladies to be the best versions of themselves.
I need you to focus on your strengths. Create a list of your talents. Use your tablet, your phone, if you're like me and you like to write, because I believe in writing the vision to make it plain. There's something about putting it on paper. Create that list of your skills, your good qualities, your talents, your gifts, and I want you to celebrate them. Engage in activities that highlight those things.
You have within you every single capacity, every competency, every power that you will ever need to accomplish anything in this life. I want to share 3 things with you. The first is the power of your creative ability. The second thing is the power of using your own voice. The third thing is the power of taking courage.
Other workshops included financial literacy, personal safety, polished presence, etiquette for teens, and self-care and wellness.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
We special and there is no denying Tobago is number
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Opposition Senator David Naked holds Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and the government responsible for recent Caribbean Airlines flight disruptions, affecting over 5,000 passengers. Naked demands resignations from CAL's board, Dr. Rowley and Finance Minister Com Imbert, alleging their roles exacerbated the situation. He urges pilots to align with the UNC for a more impactful voice. Naked also questions aircraft procurement and CAL's vice chairman while criticizing the government's neglect of pilots' welfare, causing humiliation and professional damage. Meanwhile, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine has extended an invitation to all stakeholders for a special consultation this morning to address inter-island transportation issues. Recent challenges on both the air bridge and the sea bridge have prompted public concerns. Last Monday, Augustine emphasized the necessity of a meeting to chart a path towards enhanced inter-island travel. The session is set for 9 a.m. at the Mount Irving Bay Hotel, with Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Tasha Burris, also in attendance. And finally, more time is needed for the report on Pariah's diving incident. The Commission of Inquiry investigating the fatal diving accident at Pariah Fuel Trading Co. Limited at Pointe-a-Pierre has requested a new deadline, seeking until November 30th for the final report. The Commission of Inquiry, which could not meet the initial August 31st deadline, has written to President Christine Kangaloo for an extension. A virtual news press conference is scheduled for early September, which will address queries. The incident on February 25, 2022 claimed 4 lives. Delays stemmed from responses to Salmon's letters and procedural considerations. The Commission of Inquiry aims to maintain fairness and produce a robust and well-insulated report. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Do something, Johnny. Do something.
Call fire.
What's the number? Oh, God.
Fan emergency, good afternoon. You said the building is on fire. Are there any persons trapped? 4 persons. What is the address of the call, ma'am? Number 4, Candy Drive, Pier Road. Can I have your name, please? Miss Bihari. Thank you, Miss Bihari. I'll be dispatching an appliance. Central Control from Fire Control.
Go ahead, Fire Control. Central Control is here over.
Central Control, have a plans and crew. Respond to our residential fire. Same is at number 4, Kakandi Drive, Pier Road, Chabonas. 4 persons are trapped, 2 adults, 2 children. They were unable to make contact with fire service, so she called on their behalf.
Transmission received loud and clear. Operator at Central Control, 3463. Firefighter Wiley, Central Controller.
Create an evacuation plan for you and your family and practice your escape. Always ensure you have more than one way to safely exit your home. Your life may depend on it.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorns Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorns Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are at an interesting state within our time here in Tobago. We are 2 days away from celebrating Independence Day, and there's a lot of concerns as to, around the public as to where do we stand within this nation. And I'm speaking specifically towards the transportation issues between the island, because, we continue to be faced with these problems where as a Tobagonian, we are dependent on that link to Trinidad, and that link to Trinidad isn't always there. So, we have our phone lines open this morning for a little bit. So you can call in and, you can give us your perspectives on the matter, 284-6597, 284-6597. Now, we know at 9 o'clock this morning, not this afternoon, but this morning at Mount Open Bay Hotel, the Chief Secretary is going to be hosting a special town hall meeting where hopefully there would be a resolve as to where do we take this issue, how do we treat with this issue. At this point in time, we know that the Cabo Star is down. We know what happened last week. There was a fire on board in the engine room, and even though it was contained and it was, from what I understand, it was not a major fire. And this is, of course, due to the good work of the engineers on board the vessel, making sure that everything they were able to treat with it in the best way possible according to emergency protocols and so on. And they were able to make sure that it didn't end up being something that had any impact on lives, so no one was injured and all of that. So kudos to the crew of the Cabo Star for being able to get that under control. But what that means right now, of course, you might know that the vessel is down, and so there has to undergo some repairs. And that has to be following some consultation, because the Cabo Star is a vessel owned that carries a Panama flag, and they have to be in touch with their insurance personnel and so on to be able to get the repairs done, for the vessel to be recertified, for it to come back to shore. And of course, those are some images there of what's been happening. But while this is happening, that means that transport between the islands when it comes to goods is going to be disrupted. Now, the Port Authority said that there will be no disruption to the inter-island ferry service. So as a passenger, you would be able to access the services as normal. However, because the Bucca Reef, the APT James, and the Galleons Passage cannot transport certain goods, there are going to be a delay in some of the things that we need here in Tobago. Priority is being given right now to the perishable goods, of course, for food stuff and so on. But there's a limit to the vehicles that can be carried on the Bucca Reef and the APT James and the Galleons Passage. You can't have a vehicle more than 7,000 kilograms. And of course, this is based on availability of space on those vessels. So, these are just some of the challenges that we are being faced with right now when we have the cargo ferry down, and I know the truckers themselves, I think we need to take some time to appreciate the men and women who are involved in taking our goods and services, bringing our goods and services to Tobago, because it's not an easy run. Some of them pretty much live on that cargo vessel every day a week. They get on board, they drive the trucks on, get across the Trinidad, pick up some goods and so on, get back on board the vessel, come to Tobago, deliver it, and they go back again every day. So, and I think we need to take some time out to really appreciate those men who make sure we have what we need here in Tobago, whether it be food, whether it be hardware goods, whether it be pharmaceuticals, whatever it is, they are working hard to make sure that we have what we need here to function. And so we really need to appreciate them. But, you know, and of course, their job kind of goes, it's kind of understated and it's not really appreciated. But we do need to appreciate them. But, I mean, it leaves us, this whole situation leaves us at an interesting juncture. And, you know, as we're preparing for Carnival and so on, you know, I mean, I'm really hoping, like, according to some information I have, that the Cabo Star should be back up by the end of the week. I'm hoping that it is by the end of the week, because you know what happens when we have a prolonged absence of the Cabo Star. Our business community suffers, and it's trouble to get the goods and services that we need and things like that here in Tobago. So let's hope that they can get it back up and running really quickly, so that we can, you know, be able to access those things again. But it leaves us, it does leave Tobago in an interesting situation. And then at the end of the day, Tobago has no real say in what happens with the Port Authority in terms of the management of the vessels. It has no real say what happens on the air bridge as well, as we clearly saw last week. So we are just dependent on the authorities based in Trinidad to make those decisions for us. And we know for all the drama that we've been through in the last few years, we know that, you know, it doesn't, the Tobago voice is not really heard. Now, there is a challenge that to run these vessels is quite a lot of money that is put into it. I think it's like about 16,000 US a day, thereabouts. Might be a little bit off with that figure, but it's approximately 16,000 US dollars a day just to run the Cabo Star. Well, we have a caller on this morning. So good morning and welcome to you, caller.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. I am trying to add my opinion to this whole discussion.
Sure, go right ahead.
All right. Let me be clear on one thing. All the major things that have been occurring in Tobago over recent times, I see it the same way as I see when the bigger countries establish embargoes or restrictions on other countries. You talk about all that happens with the police and the licensing officers when we have major events, which would impact the economy of Tobago. You talk about calm. Given my background, I know once you affect your airport, the economic fallout is huge.
Yes.
Which can seriously impact the economy of Tobago. We look at the sea bridge. As we speak today, we already know that there's going to be a summer next year. We already know that there's going to be independence. We already know that this is the period when we have heightened activity. And yet, when the time comes, it always appears that we are not strategic, we don't understand effective planning, we don't understand management, and we don't understand operationalization of anything. At the end of all that, it affects the economy of Tobago. We look at what happened with this quarry, with the no import license and all these things, and you couldn't, environmental issues, so you couldn't crush, impacts the economy of Tobago. If I am to draw a wider picture, is there some sinister move to cripple the economic activities of Tobago as if to bring Tobagonians to their knees as a result of not favoring entities that believe that they should be the number one players in our lives? Come on. We have spent the last 20 years educating the population of Trinidad and Tobago for free. This is the opportunity for us to use our human resources to ensure that Tobago, and by extension Trinidad and Tobago, effectively benefit. But when you see these fallouts, it tells you that there may be underlying factors that are fueling these activities, and I take umbrage. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I mean, yes, and it does leave a lot of questions. And I mean, I've heard that opinion being expressed by several people within the space, and each incident of this similar nature seems to instigate that thinking a bit more. It's really interesting. You know, it also brings the question: how do we balance, you know, the cost of these things, the cost of these essential services, because it is an essential service. That inter-island link is an essential service. How are we balancing that with the need to have it? You know, there was a lot of questions asked last week. We had former Minister of Tourism as well as former minister. He held the role as Tourism and Works and Transport Minister under the People's Partnership, and that's Stephen Cadiz. And he raised some questions as to where is the subsidy going for CAL? Why is it not being pumped back into the air bridge? You know, let's try to focus on making the international routes, the regional routes. We could try to run a profit from those things, but the subsidy should be used for the air bridge to ensure that there is that link between Trinidad and Tobago. There's also, the Secretary of Tourism, Tasha Burris, raised this question, raised this point a few times in the past, where getting airlift to Tobago is a challenge, because to get airlift, in Tobago at the airport, we have to pay. There's only 2 airports in the Caribbean that doesn't have to pay for airlift, and that's Piarco as well as in Jamaica. And you know, all the other Caribbean destinations have to pay. So if we don't have to pay for airlift into Trinidad, and we have all those airlines coming into Trinidad, why not ensure that the link over to Tobago is easy and seamless, so that it's not a challenge, or it's not a major issue for the visitors that are coming in, and it's just a quick hop over. But I mean, in theory, it sounds good, but we have not seen the execution. I mean, I've been around for over a decade, like probably the greater part of 11, 12 years, hearing from the tourism stakeholders about the need to have a Caribbean Airlines desk at the arrivals in the customs and immigration area, to basically figure out a way or to help passengers, international passengers, come over easy to Tobago. Because, I mean, as it is right now, you have to wait till you clear customs and immigration and then go over to the Tobago desk. Oftentimes, by the time you get there, as it is right now, because we don't have flights late into the night, you lose the chance to come over that very same night, which is unfortunate. You know, lots of people don't like to be inconvenienced as much in travel. I mean, you do anticipate some troubles or some you know, like when you have connecting flights, you anticipate these things, but at the same time, it should not be as difficult as it is right now, especially in the July-August vacation or in those peak periods. I mean, we know every year that there are certain times of the year that there's going to be a huge demand, and yet we struggle with Caribbean Airlines putting that on. I am old enough to remember the days of Air Caribbean, and I think they had a good model, at least from what I remember, where, I mean, I am aware that they would always leave like up to probably about 12 seats. They would not sell 12 seats on a plane on each flight, and that was so that when there's standby passengers or whenever there were dignitaries that needed to come over, they would have the seats available for those things. And to me, that worked back then. This is probably about 20 years ago. That seemed to work back then. Not perfectly. I mean, there was always still room for improvement, but it seemed to be working better than what it is now. And Air Caribbean back then flew pretty much every hour, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. So there is those things that worked. So we can look at what worked in the past and see how we can even improve that, so it works even better. But we're not seeing that from Caribbean Airlines. And we had the Caribbean the communications they had the communications on with us last week. I think it was last Thursday or Friday. And you know, we sought some answers on the airbridge situation, and we did not get those answers that we needed. You know, and it all went back to a political will. even we had Mr. Ashford Jack being on with us, a former minority leader, who explained to us that, what strides he made to make sure it happened, or to increase the flights, to make sure we had that red eye flight, that we like to call it, that was like at 12 o'clock, 12:45, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere about that at night, so that, even when you go down to Trinidad, let's say you want to go down to Trinidad for the CPL cricket, you could still come back home that very same night and go to work the next day. Just simple things like that. But we're not experiencing that, and there seems to be a lack of will. What I found very interesting was that we had the Minister for Tobago West, Ms. Shampa Kajo, stating that, she did reach out to Caribbean Airlines and Minister of Finance about getting some flights in for Carnival that's happening at the end of October, for the Tobago Carnival, because she's been hearing the band leaders complaining that, they can't get flights for some of the people that wants to come over. And she said that it has to, probably in a month's time that we're going to know. A whole month to know that we need, whether or not we're going to get extra flights in time for Carnival. That seems very unrealistic for something that could be done in a matter of hours. And it's something that we knew about. We knew when the Tobago Carnival was going to occur. And we knew the complaints from the band leaders and so on last year about there was so much more interest. There were so much more people that wanted to come, but they were not able to come because they could not get a flight. And so it just seems so unrealistic that we would have to wait a whole month to find out if we can get additional flights when we knew all these things ahead of time. So I'm not too sure what Caribbean Airlines needs, again, from us, some of the stakeholders here in Tobago, as to what information they need to be able to adjust their schedule. And of course they have to answer as to where that subsidy is going. Now, Caribbean Airlines has not published their audited statements for the last few years. We know that they did receive some extra monies from the government to help during the COVID-19 period and so on, when Caribbean Airlines, like every other airline in the world, suffered a lot of losses because of the pandemic, naturally. But we need to see where those subsidies are going, whether or not it really is being pumped into the air bridge, because I'm not too sure all of it is. I think maybe some of it is going to be being pumped into expanding the routes, and that's the thing. Caribbean Airlines is boasting about all these different routes that they're expanding to, but they're not expanding what is needed to make sure the Tobago economy can thrive. And the argument could go back and forth about whether or not we need, whether or not the route is sustainable. But then you have to wait against, because somebody raised the point last week that the PTSC bus that runs throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, it does not make a profit, but it's an essential service. If it is an essential, and if the government decides to cut that because it's not making a profit, then how does this affect the man on the ground? Because a lot of people depend on that bus service to get to work, or just to get around, to get their business done. So, we need to wait. I don't know why that narrative of it costs too much to run the air bridge is constantly being pushed at us. Yes, there is a cost, but then what about the essential need to travel between the islands? What about the essential need to make sure that the Tobago economy grows and benefits? Because the more this keeps happening, the more people are discouraged from coming over. People say it all the time. It's easier to get to Miami than it is to get to Tobago sometimes. And why is that? Why is that? We need to be able to fix some of these things within our space, and excuse me, and just try to make sure that we can develop and grow the way we need to develop and grow. And part of that is access to Tobago. So just to remind you that the phone lines are open this morning, 284-6597, 284-6597, so you could go ahead and give us a call. I am very interested to see what is to come out this morning from that consultation that's going to be happening in just about a half an hour's time at Mount Irving Bay Hotel, where the Chief Secretary as well as the Secretary of Tourism, Culture and Antiquities and Transportation, is hosting a consultation with stakeholders to determine what's the way forward on the inter-island transportation services. There's been some suggestions made. The Chief Secretary made a suggestion, maybe now it's time for us to open up the air bridge to allow other airlines to come within the space. There is some concerns with that, is because the route, the airfare between Trinidad and Tobago is subsidized. It is subsidized. It's not the true fare. So if we bring in another airline, then there might be what's the cost of that as well. But we have a caller online, so good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for taking my call. How are you today?
I am good.
You use a very important word just now, essential. The air bridge is essential to us. The air bridge should not be a profit center. It is a service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to move in between Trinidad and Tobago. I doubt PTSD is running at a profit, and it's there running because people need to move from point A to point B on the island of Trinidad. We also need to move from between Trinidad and Tobago. And the air bridge needs to be subsidized and it needs to be efficient, and we need to move between the islands. We just need it. It's an essential service. So enough of that talk about profit and that kind of thing. We need to get it right and get it going because the people of Trinidad and Tobago demanded that.
All right. Well, then thank you so much for that comment. So yes, viewers, the lines are open 284-6597, 284-6597, to give your opinion to the matter, because it really is a concern. And I think another thing that's going under the radar with our inter-island travel concerns is that I am hearing quite often from a lot of people within the space that you can't book ferry tickets way in advance. Sometimes you can only book it a month in advance. Now, this is just very interesting. If this is correct, I mean, and I've heard it from several people. But if this is happening, then I mean, it kind of flies in the face of that whole argument that a lot of people in the Trinidad space keeps telling us in Tobago that we need to plan our trips to Trinidad and we can't just expect to show up and get on a boat or get on a plane. And I'm just like, whenever I hear that, I hold my head but we have a caller online. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we're talking about developing Tobago and the essential services, right? For quite too long now, we know what Tobago is about as it relates to development of Tobago. And we've been pushed aside far too long with all of this stuff. Tobago needs to develop, and in order for Tobago to develop, that invitation has to be extended to us to allow us to open. We've been suppressed for too long as it relates to the development of Tobago, right? And as you rightfully said, a lot of people want to come to Tobago, but because of the fact that when they reach to Trinidad, unable to get flights or by the ferry service to come to Tobago, they more or less spend that time in Trinidad. I do a lot of international travel, right? And coming back home here to Tobago is a problem, right? Because sometimes you would come in like sometimes after 11 in the night and you had to sleep in the airport or look for somewhere in order to get back home in Tobago the following day, which this is things, we hear too long now and allowing things like this to happen to us here in Tobago, right? So we really need to fix this and not just talk about fixing it. We really need to sit down and, and really, really fix this in order for Tobago to grow. Tobago wants to develop, but if you're not putting the correct things in place for us to do the necessary, we would remain where we are for today and just keep going backwards.
Certainly. I want to thank you so much for that comment. But yes, viewers, the phone lines are open 284-6597, 284-6597. Yes, I mean, that it really is a concern. how is Tobago expected to grow when people can't get over here? And certain times for flights are so important. That 12 o'clock flight was, that helped out so many people, especially when you're coming from an international flight, because a lot of time, a lot of the planes land late in the night at Piaco, and by the time we clear customs, it's very late. So, you don't get to meet the last flight, because I think the last flight is like 8:45 or so, and that's unrealistic for what us here in Tobago needs. So just those things, and I mean, we really need to get to a space where we can fix that. Why is it so hard? And then even we had the THA offering to pay for the cost to cover the costs that's needed to extend the opening hours of the airport in Tobago. And I think that needs mentioning, because the THA is trying, but there doesn't seem to be any move from Caribbean Airlines to work with the THA. I can't remember the last time I've seen Caribbean Airlines meet with the THA or meet with the stakeholders in a big way. And I do remember 10 years ago, so there were these tourism stakeholder meetings that happened, the standing committees, where Caribbean Airlines and as well as a lot of other key persons within the space would sit down and meet with the tourism stakeholders, and they would make decisions to suit. I mean, there was a lot of negotiations back and forth, a compromise and so on, and to see how best we can make things work. But we haven't seen any of those things since. And, it is missing. And you talk to a lot of the stakeholders, and they complain all the time about these things. And, why isn't this being listened to? Why is it not even being advocated for? Instead, we're seeing advocations, seeing our ministers advocating for the defense of the decisions that are made, instead of really trying to make decisions that are needed for Tobago. Like I said, telling us that we need a whole month to find out that we need extra, whether or not we could get extra flights for Tobago Carnival in October. That's not advocating for Tobago. That's not advocating for the needs of Tobago, because again, this Tobago Carnival was known about since last year, since the conclusion of Carnival last year. So you can't say that you didn't know it was going to happen. You can't say that the band leaders did not speak out about the challenges they faced with getting people here to Tobago last year, and how they could have gotten more people in Tobago had there been enough flights, or had there been more ferry sailings, and so on. But those discussions are not being had. All right, so viewers, we're going to take a quick break and come back. So don't you go anywhere.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yeah? Poof. Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Antimacal Group.
October will never be better.
with Tobago, carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience, offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you looking for a place for your loved ones? Heavenly Care welcomes you. Located at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors, we offer a variety of services. These include doctor visitations, social activities, geriatric care, and much more. Contact us at 277-9595 or visit us at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors. At Heavenly Care, compassion is at the heart of all care.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. More, live more.
Bagel Jam is back. Get ready to revel in paradise. Thursday, 31st August, Shore Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Bagel Jam. With a star-studded cast: Super Blue, Iowa, Johnny King, Pretty, Sherwayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Queen of Soca, Bunji Garlin and Fayan Lyons.
I never come here for no stand-up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Bago Jam.
From the experts that created the Zinger Sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky fried chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, half-inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Joined by two young men to tell us about something fun that you should be a part of on Independence Day. So joining me is, let me just get the names correct, Mr. Neville Peterson and Mr. Walker. Good morning and welcome to both of you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning. Good morning.
And we are here to talk about the Independence Regatta and Boat Show. So I'm going to start with Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Yes. So tell us what's happening with this regatta and boat show on Independence Day.
The actual regatta is on Independence Day. The boat show is the day before, which is Wednesday.
Ah.
Yeah, at 3 p.m. Yes. We're showcasing the boats and the type of boats we have in Tobago. So the fans and the spectators will come and view their favorite boats and be a part of the boating community. Yes, and on Independence Day we showcase what the boats could do.
Mm-hmm.
That is the intent, and show Tobago what we have to offer and what they have to offer to the outside world.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Walker, give me an idea as to why you guys are doing this.
All right. Well, as young fellas and as a team, the Tobago Powerboat Association, we saw that something was needed after the March Past and all that in Scarborough on Independence Day. And we sat down and we said, let's do a regatta in Scarborough. Instead of persons leaving Scarborough and heading back home, you walk with your coolers and you line the seawall and look at some great racing, because I'm telling you, it will be some spectacular stuff taking place on Thursday.
And it's great racing because I'm not sure people may know, you are some of those people that take part in the great race competition.
Well, not exactly, but we have close family members. For example, my brother,
yes,
that take part in the great race. So he also will be racing on Thursday in Scarborough.
We also have Baker.
Yeah, Kamian George. Yes.
Mr. Melville and also Mr. Taylor, they took part in the great race this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be showcasing their skills in Scarborough as well.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about your race. Like how is it happening? From what point to, where the finish line, that kind of thing?
Right. So we're using the whole Scarborough waterfront, right? So the markers will be placed down in specific positions because we have reefs and all that kind of thing. So the relevant person would look at the area and put it down as safe as possible. So the finish more or less would end close to the Isle of Tobago sign, so everybody could get a proper viewing. So that we're looking at there right now.
And Mr. Walker, tell me a bit about the boat racing culture that seems to be growing right now in Tobago.
All right, yeah. So the culture has taken a shift. All right, when I say it has taken a shift, back then in the we used to race around a lot with the pirogues, but now a lot of the guys have what we call high performance hulls. So the speeds that we used to see with the pirogues, those days are gone. So we have some very, very fast little hulls, and it's highly competitive. High competition. Mr. Neville has a very, very fast boat also. He's one of our biggest competitors. I'm coming out of Castara. All right. So there's a big change in how things were done in the past. Yes, there are going to be some pirogue racing on Thursday also to showcase where we came from, but the main attraction that everybody's coming to see is what we call in Tobago the Zessa class. That is where.
So explain the Zessa class for the viewers who are watching and may not know.
All right, so most of the Zessa class are outfitted with 3-cylinder horsepower engines, right? They are all, most of them are tampered with, as I'm saying. They modified. We come in to see who could take down one like that. I am not going to say they're not modified. So this is, you'll have one captain and one throttle man on the vessel. The captain is totally responsible for guiding the boat through the course, and the throttle man is making sure that the boat has that speed that it needs to go through the course. So it's similar to the way the guys do the racing and the great race, but you get a more close knit with the racing and all that.
And what are you guys seeing now? Because we're seeing more and more of the power boat. Like I said before, there seems to be a growth of this boat racing culture. What are you seeing for the future, or what are you hoping to see for the future?
You want to answer? Go ahead. Yeah, I'll chime in.
All right. Well, this could only get bigger. So, as Mr. Walker said, we have these small boats with the 3 cylinders. There's also bigger boats with bigger engines. So, as time go along, people would upgrade, and it's just we're moving to the next level as much as we could, and inviting everybody from other neighboring islands to take part. So this is what I want to see for the future. I would like to see, I should say.
So the people that are taking part are just, are they from the Scarborough area, or are they from around Tobago? Tell me about the competitors.
Right. So everybody is basically from Tobago. There's one guy, he's from Trinidad, but we accept him as a Tobago. he never missed a race. So we accept him as a Tobagonian as well, and it brings good rivalry between villages, right? So basically everybody's Roxborough, Castara have a good team. Plymouth, Crown Point, Boko, everybody have their own village or area they would like to represent. And we're urging everybody to support the area. So come out and support your area. Yeah.
And of course, this is happening at the Scarborough Esplanade.
Yes, correct.
Right? Tell me about the other activities that you have planned during the day.
So we intend to have as well jet skis. However, we had a little accident over the weekend, so I don't know how that would impact the jet ski men coming out. That was unfortunate. We want to throw in a swimming race as well. Other than that, kayak. We're having some kayak races, so only kayak personnel could come out and do your stuff. We're having bouncy castle for the kids. So it would be a family event. So you could bring all the kids and they would have the bouncy castle. So we're looking at face painting as well. So it's a whole day of his event in Scarborough. There's no going home and come back and no, it's none of that.
So basically you go, you watch the parade,
yes,
and then you trot into town.
yeah.
And then you're just taking the races the whole day until the fireworks at night.
Yes, correct.
Yes, that's the plan right
That's
there.
the plan.
Mhm.
So we're trying to bring back some life to Scarborough.
Yeah.
Because everything moved to the west. Not a problem to that, but we're still keeping Scarborough alive. That's the intent.
And then why is it so special, or why is it so important for you to keep Scarborough alive in this way?
Well, as I say, all the activities move to the west, and it's not. We could have other things than what we could call a party, because most of the event is just like a party. So we could have sporting activities. So we have recently we had the rallies with the cars. So we have the boats. We had the Commonwealth Games. So instead we could do other things than party.
So were you guys involved with those the car racing, the rally that happened, the I can't remember what it's called, but the one that was on like a tour road?
Yes. Yeah. I missed it this year. I missed it this year, but last year I was there. And as I always tell people, Tobago is a serious island that can do a lot of sport tourism.
Yes.
We're surrounded by a lot of water. We have roads that we could do rallying. We have waterfronts that we could do a lot of water sports and all that kind of stuff. And you asked a question about the future and what do we see? I see not just a regatta, but I see regattas taking place throughout the year. So we might do a regatta in Charlottesville or in Plymouth or in Castara. Just like when we travel to Trinidad for regattas, we do a regatta almost every weekend from the beginning. I think it's February, right? So we want the people to come out and support. Have something to do on a Sunday instead of okay, what to do today, and then there's a party. No, something to bring the family out, the kids on the beach, and you looking at the racing and having a good Sunday.
And I'm also looking at you and your two young men that are at the helm of this, right? Being able to, make a positive influence in Tobago.
Yes, correct. With the growing crime rate, we intend to show that there's something else to do.
Yeah.
You understand? Instead of being on the block looking to rob somebody, because when I was a kid, my thing used to be racing boat in the drain. With my cousins there. So to grow down.
Paper boats and that sort of thing, yeah.
So my favorite boat was Thunder in Paradise. I don't know if anybody would remember that with Hulk Hogan. So I graduated from moving into the drains to having my own boat and now creating an event where I could race my own Thunder in Paradise and show that it's not so far-fetched and anybody could do it. So that's the intent.
And of course, it's just giving people an option for things to do in Tobago.
Yes, of course.
And also, just to piggyback on what Mr. Neville said, this thing is not just about racing. There's a whole educational aspect of it also, because coming from Castara, there are a whole heap, or for want of a better word, of young fellas that are interested in becoming outboard mechanics and hey Sammy, how you do this? Hey Walker, show me how to do this. And they want to sit in the boat, they want to get better and better and better. So I could say for Castara, a lot of the guys who were in the boats, you would see them out of the boats and you see some younger faces in those boats, I would say in the next 2 to 3 years. So it's there is some education that is taking place also with this.
And even as Mr. Walker say, Mr. Walker himself teaches outboard mechanics.
Nice. So sure young fellas that are out there and you want to get involved. And this is a very lucrative industry as well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So and tell me about being able to inspire other young guys that are coming up about just opening up their eyes to the different things that they can do within the industry to make some money.
Yeah, the market is like you said, very, very lucrative. It's a concentrating job. It's something that you have to really like also. I always tell the students that I teach every Wednesday in Buku that reading and understanding the theoretical part of things is very important, because I sometimes I notice, all right, when we go to do practical, everybody's happy, but when we go to do the theory part of things, everybody is like, hey, where's that? So it's challenging for me, but I enjoy teaching that. I'm very happy teaching on a Wednesday in Buku. So.
And it's so important to instill that with, or at least try to instill that into our people so that, we can develop further.
Yes. So, other than the mechanical part, there's a hull. So if somebody interested in fiberglass work, they could, fiberglass work or shaping and designing boats. There's a market for that as well. So it's not just sitting and pushing the throttle. You could see, because the Ola heads are getting older, and we need new ideas, new people, vibrant, energetic young people to come and extend the boating world.
Yeah, and we have a lot of great boat builders here in Tobago.
Yes,
People don't know. We have a big culture of boat builders that kind of goes under the radar, but that culture needs to continue.
The only way that would change is that we need to look at the education system and revamp it, and get these things that we do into the schools beforehand. Wait till somebody gets out of secondary school to try to introduce them to something that has been there for the last 100 years. So fiberglass work. The planes that we fly around in is fiberglass. A lot of people don't know that. You could from learning to build boats, you could end up in the aero industry. So it's a very, very lucrative market. And as Mr. Neville said, somebody young and innovative could jump out and say, I am going to redesign a hull to come and be very competitive with it. And
All right. So now we're at the end of the interview now. We just got about a minute left.
Sure.
So I just want you to let Tobago know where they need to be on Independence Day and why.
So Tobago, you all need to be in Scarborough on the Esplanade and the waterfront. Line the waterfront. Make sure walk with lots of water and less alcohol, because the heat that we have going on here right now, we don't want anybody, we don't want any emergencies. Walk with the family, all the kids. Feel free to come and ask the team any question. Come and ask me anything pertaining to the boats, the speeds, the designs, the engines. I'll feel free to share. So,
right, and the number to contact?
754-7252.
And my number is 710-5485.
Great. All right, so viewers, there you have it. That's how we're going to be wrapping the show this morning. I want to thank you both for being on. So go out and support on Independence Day. And as we're wrapping up, please stay tuned, because we are going to be bringing you live coverage of that consultation hosted by the Chief Secretary in regards to the inter-island travel between Trinidad and Tobago, and seeing how we can fix this. All right, so viewers, thank you, and see you again tomorrow.
Wake up with Candace and Denise. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the sky.